Endless, nearly impenetrable forests cover Central Europe, a region between the areas of settlement of the Cattons, Franconians, Slavs and Saxons. Nearly impassable remoteness of the primeval beech forest Buchonia. This is where in 744 Friar Sturmius founded a monastery by order of the Anglo-Saxon friar Winfried called Bonifatius, thus laying the foundation stone for today's city of Fulda. Through this monastery, the development of Christianity in Germany was decisively influenced. Up to this very day, Saint Bonifatius is still worshipped as the apostle of the Germans in Catholic-characterized Fulda. The annual pilgrimages at the beginning of June to his tomb in the cathedral demonstrate this. Religious traditions are kept up through processions on Corpus Christi Day and the Eichsfeld-Fulda-Walldürn pilgrimage. There is no other city of Fulda's size within a radius of 100 kilometers that has made this city an important central place. With 3 motorway connections, an ICE high-speed train stop and bus stations, Fulda possesses optimal transport links both for guests of the city as well as for commuters. Fulda is the most central place in East Hessen and an important economic factor with good shopping facilities, a beautiful old town center and its characteristic Baroque quarter. Recreation seekers find possibilities of relaxation and walks at Auerweiher, a pond on the edge of town. Fulda's citizens love their city. Whoever grew up here keeps a specific feeling towards life which he takes with him, even if the center of his life is transferred to a different region.
Willkommen in der Barockstadt Fulda.
Welcome to the Baroque city of Fulda. This can be called out to visitors of the city because here a large number of architectural and artistic historical monuments of this epoch can be found. Fulda, a city right in the heart of Germany, situated on a river with the same name. A university and Baroque cathedral city with a long cultural history. I have slipped into a costume of this important time of Fulda. Please come with me on a travel through time into the history of the city, a tour to the sites and cultural, sportive or entertaining events Fulda has to offer throughout the year. I would like to accompany you by it.
Dabei begleiten.
The settlement of the city's area and its near environs goes back to the young Neolithic age around 4000 to 2200 before Christ, which is proved by archaeological discoveries of graves and tools of stone. Gratitude for today's knowledge of the early history of the region has to be expressed to Josef von der Au. an archaeologist whose name has been given to the museum in the former building of the Jesuit college. Important pieces of discoveries and models are exhibited there. In this context, places like Heimberg, Schulzenberg and Finkenberg near Oberbimbach and Landeshof near Künzell with the fields of graves are to be mentioned. Discoveries made there include embankments, low grave with urns and buried bodies, as well as graves with bodies under hills. In these places a lot of jewelry and tools have been found in excavations. Discovered bones with healed injuries reveal that already in those days there must have been a social environment enabling people's survival. An important discovery of the Bronze Age in the area around Hünfeld is the rich girl of Molsbach of the time around 1500 BC. Her grave's decoration gives reason to assume that this woman, originally coming from the mine area, immigrated into this region. Archaeological discoveries and remains of embankment constructions on numerous mountaintops verify that also the Celts lived in the Rhön. On Milseburg there was a town-like construction of settlement with a circular embankment of the Iron Age, which was settled until the 1st century BC.
An mehreren Stellen des
In
Stadtgebietes
various places of the city area, remains of Germanic settlements of Roman imperial time could be proved. Although von der Au and Hahn presume that once a royal court of the Merovingian time existed in Cathedral Square, definite traces of settlements, however, can only be verified for the time of the foundation of the abbey.
40 zu belegen.
Bonifatius gave his pupil Sturmius the task of searching the place he had envisaged, which he found on the 12th of March in 744. There he erected a church and a residential building, thus laying the foundation stone for the town of Fulda. On the 5th of June in 754, Bonifatius was murdered in Friesland. According to his wish, he was buried in Fulda. After his burial, the monastery developed into a place of pilgrimage. By means of numerous donations, Fulda became one of the richest monasteries in Europe.
Wie alle bedeutenden
In the course of its long history, Fulda, apart from the time of its foundation, experienced many incidents worthwhile mentioning, of which the following ones are selected.
eine Auswahl.
In some respects, the foundation of the monastery was Fulda's foundation stone, but the real foundation of the town developed in the course of the 10th and early 11th century in the area southeast of the monastery. The original settlement lay around Hinterburg. Let's begin our circular walk in the Baroque quarter. It consists of many buildings and monuments. Let's select some of them. The cathedral is Fulda's landmark. A second church was completed under Abbot Aigil in 819. Its construction had already been started by the architect and succeeding abbot Radgar. After further structural alterations, the so-called Radgar Basilica had become the largest monastery church north of the Alps. Between 1704 and 1712, the present cathedral was built by order of Prince Abbot Adalbert von Schleifrath. The historic building stock of the old Caroling Radgar Basilica was used again under master builder Johann Dienstenhofer. In the main portal, Prince Abbot Adalbert von Schleifrath's coat of arms can be seen, carried by two big angels. In it there are a short-handled axe and a kettle hook. The musical arrangement of pontifical and cathedral services in the cathedral is one of the most distinguished tasks of the Fulda Cathedral Choir. This choir is more than 200 years old. The center of the cathedral is Bonifatius's tomb in the crypt. It's the destination of many pilgrimages. The cathedral is a cross-shaped pillar basilica with 3 naves. One can see the vaulted longhouse with a square dome, the optical center of the cathedral. The frescoes in the corners show the 4 evangelists. The high altar was created by Johann Neudecker and Giovanni Battista. Memorial plaques of Prince Bishop Heinrich von Bibra and Prince Abbot Adalbert von Schleifrath can be seen. The case of the organ dates back to the time of the building of the cathedral in its Baroque shape. Fulda is the seat of the diocese of the same name. In Fulda, the autumnal general meeting of the German Conference of Bishops takes place every year. Behind the cathedral there is the seminary for priests. Its entrance is ornamented with the statues of the diocese's patron, St. Bonifatius and St. Benedict as abbot. In 822, Michael's church, built under Abbot Aigir on the monks' cemetery, was consecrated. It is considered to be one of Germany's oldest churches. Still preserved is the crypt with its vault and column, belonging to the most important medieval ecclesiastical buildings. Opposite the city palace there is the Bonifatius monument, erected in 1842. The city palace used to serve as the residence of Fulda's prince abbots and prince bishops. Initially it was an abbot's castle in the 14th century. At the beginning of the 17th century, the residence was converted to a palace complex and later to a Renaissance palace. From 1706 to 1714, this complex was redesigned as a Baroque palace according to Johann Dienstenhofer's plans, becoming one of the most modern and largest Baroque palaces at the time of its completion. At the beginning of the 19th century, the palace was partly rebuilt in late classical style. Let's make a virtual round through the castle's historical rooms. The Imperial Hall, the Marble Hall, classically designed today, the Dahlberg Hall, the dining room of prince abbots and prince bishops and their guests. The green room, the bedroom. The Prince's Hall, today the conference hall of the city's council meetings. Adalbert von Schleifrath's coat of arms. The mirror cabinet. Look at the well-known collections of china. In 1764, Heinrich von Bibra, Prince Bishop and Abbot of Fulda, founded Fulda's porcelain factory. Already in the 18th century, Fulda's products were demanded precious objects. Built after the plans of the court's master builder Andreas Galazzini from 1757 to 1759, the princely main constabulary served as the palace guard. All of Fulda's Baroque buildings are outshined by the beauty and artistic importance of the orangery with its uniquely designed high point Apollo Hall in it. On the terrace there is Flora, a sculpture being one of the most beautiful works of the Baroque epoch. Let's make a round through the palace garden, inviting to tranquility and relaxation at any time. Quite near to the palace there are more significant Baroque buildings. Palace von der Tann, Palace Busek, also known as Wallenstein Seminary, Palace Butler, hosting Fulda's tourism and congress management today, and Palace Altenstein, used as the scenery for the film Alles was Recht ist, starring Michaela May, a popular German actress. Next to Palace Butler, we see a model of the Baroque quarter also supplied with Brei. Fulda has 3 completely or rather partly preserved historical city gates. Paul's Gate is at the end of Paul's Promenade, a chestnut avenue, built after Johann Dientzenhofer's plans at the beginning of the 18th century. It is a former city gate, originally placed between the palace and the main constabulary. Heertor, Army Gate, a preserved Roman city gate standing next to the Baroque palace. In former times, all the traffic on the Imperial Road from Frankfurt to Erfurt and Leipzig went through this gate. The remains of another gate, Peter's Gate, are also located in the city center today. Palace Fasanerie, Pheasant Run, located outside Fulda in the town of Eichenzell, plays an important role in history. Around 1710, Prince Abbot Adalbert von Schleifrath built it as a small palace in the countryside. After 1730, it was extended by Prince Abbot Adolf von Dahlberg. Prince Abbot Armand von Buseck and the courts builder Andreas Galassini added further splendid annexes. Until secularization, the palace served as the summer residence for Fulda's prince abbots and prince bishops. Let's immerse ourselves in Fulda's historical town center. Löherstraße, Karlstraße, vegetable market. Every Wednesday and Saturday there is a weekly market. Here we can see the so-called Tränke, the watering place. Formerly a city region with many interesting stories. Today a modern housing area. Market Street and Butter Market. Fulda's city center always seems busy in this shopping area. Around the cathedral. The Witch Tower, part of the medieval municipal fortification. Since the time of the witch hunt, such towers have been called witch towers in many cities in the vernacular. Next to the Witch Tower there is a beautiful half-timbered house, the birthplace of Nobel laureate Professor Karl Ferdinand Braun. Through his invention of Braun's tube, he became the forerunner for television. In 1968 and 1969, the old town hall was reconstructed and built again according to old pictures and sketches by Ernst Kramer. Dating from the middle of the 16th century, it emphasizes an important accent in today's townscape. Here the station area in former times. By 1873, the Frankfurt-Bebra railway line was completed, with Fulda being connected to this new traffic technology. We see the Fulda railway station around 1900 and what it looks like today. The old Kaiserplatz, Imperial Square, named University Square today, appears in a new shine after further structural alterations in the autumn of 2011. The city parish church has more recently been restored extensively. It is characteristic of today's townscape. Interested citizens like taking part in regular guided tours in the tower, providing information about history.
Ja, ich darf Sie begrüßen zu unserer Turmführung.
Let me welcome you to our guided tower tour of the city parish church. But before going up to the tower, I would like to tell you a few details about the location of the tower. Already in 972, a first church stood in this place, probably dedicated to St. Mauritius. In 1103 it was destroyed by a devastating fire. In its place, around 1150, a new church was erected by Abbot Markward in Roman style. During the period of government of Prince Abbot Konrad von Malkmus from 1222 to 1249, the church received its patron saint, St. Blasius, who is still its patron saint today. In 1447, a new church was built in this place, presumably because it had become too small for the growing population. This church was erected in Gothic style, and today its northwest tower is still preserved. In 1770, Heinrich von Bibra ordered that a new church should be built, and that is this building as we see it today, a Baroque church. And now I may invite you to ascend the tower with me.
Und nun darf ich Sie einladen, mit mir den Turm zu besteigen.
In the south tower, dating from the Baroque epoch, there is the residence of Fulda's former tower watchman. The pictures demonstrate that this regular way up to his residence must have been quite exhausting. A view on the city from the top of the tower. In front of the church there is the so-called St. Blasius obelisk built of red stone. Benedictine nunnery St. Mary. Founded in 1626, it was deserted during the time of cultural conflict between Prussian state and Roman Catholic Church from 1871 to 1887. Only at the end of the 19th century the nunnery could be carried on. Frauenberg, Women's Mountain. As Holy Bonifatius's place of residence, it was named Bischofsberg, Bishop's Mountain. At the beginning of the 9th century, Abbot Radgar built a church of stone there. Today's Baroque church dates from the middle of the 18th century. The former church was nearly completely devastated by fire. The monastery on Frauenberg is led by Franciscans. St. Peter's Church, also called Leoba Church, is a medieval mountain church dating from the 9th century. Its vaults belong to Germany's oldest church buildings above ground. In its crypt, Holy Leoba, Abbess of Tauber Bischofsheim, and relatives of Bonifatius were buried. Johannisberg, John's Mountain. The original church was built by Abbot Radgar. Rabanus Maurus extended and completed it with a monastery. The complete site as it is today dates from the middle of the 18th century, but it could only be maintained through extensive redevelopment in recent times. Today, it hosts an educational institution for the preservation of historical monuments and the renovation of old buildings. Today, the parish is the seat of the pastoral combine Johannisberg with Catholics from several surrounding parishes and communities belonging to it. The confessional of early Baroque shows the reconstructed original form of the Baroque age. The organ gallery is also very beautiful. Protestant Christ Church was built in neo-Gothic style in the second half of the 19th century. The Cathedral Museum. At the entrance there are fragments of tombstones of abbots and monks. Inside, important exhibits can be seen. For example, a facsimile of the famous Ragindrudis Codices. According to the legend, St. Bonifatius held this book in his hands at the moment of being martyred. The abbot's crook, the so-called Bonifatius crook, made of ivory, dates from the 12th century. A particular highlight is Silver Chapel, an altar with the relics of St. Bonifatius and St. Sturmius. The German Fire Brigade Museum in Fulda-Neuenberg shows the history of German firefighting from the Middle Ages until the present. The Fulda Children Academy understands itself as a social and cultural place aiming at bringing people of young age into contact with art and culture. The walkable hut is the central object due to its great force of attraction. What happens above us? Germany's most modern 6-meter large planetarium is located in Fonderau Museum. In its 35 seats, visitors experience virtual cosmic trips through the worlds and distance of the universe. there are lots of possibilities of sportive actions in and around Fulda. For example, cycling, running, swimming, canoeing and many more. Even large events take place regularly. The following selection may show this. Milseburg cycle track is within easy reach from Fulda. From it you can enjoy the splendid panorama of the Rhön. This bike route leads right through Milseburg Tunnel, Germany's longest shut-down train tunnel. What do cyclists say about this wonderful track?
Es war eine wunderschöne Tour, nicht allzu anstrengend. Toll war die Durchfahrt durch den über 1 Kilometer langen Tunnel. Ich kann diese Radtour in die Rhön nur empfehlen.
In the outdoor swimming pool, the starting signal is shot for the Baroque Triathlon, which ends with a festive event at Bonifatius Square.
Die offizielle Eröffnung unseres zweiten Barockstadt Fulda Triathlon nimmt nun unser Oberbürgermeister Gerhard Möller vor. Unseren Veranstaltern mit all ihren unzähligen Helferinnen und Helfern über eine lange Zeit diesen Triathlon vorbereitet haben. Herzlichen Dank. Dank auch den Sponsoren, ohne die es nicht möglich wäre, ein solches Großereignis in unserer Stadt auf den Weg zu bringen. Auf die Plätze. Fertig.
So, wie wir hören auch mittlerweile die Stadt.
Canoeing comfortably and sportingly along Fulda River is a popular and beautiful leisure time sport. The challenge run, sponsored by companies in Fulda, is a colorful event. The Fulda Marathon is a semi-marathon carried out annually in September. In 2011 it took place for the 18th time. Formerly it used to be an event of the regiment of the US Army stationed in Fulda. Fulda lovable, worth living. What does the city have to offer? How do young people see it?
Ich komme von außerhalb und arbeite in Fulda. Es ist eine schöne Stadt und ich gehe hier gern bummeln. Auch ich fühle mich hier sehr wohl. Erst ausgiebig einkaufen und dann zum Eisessen hier in die Friedrichstraße. Und zum Ausgehen gibt es auch viele Möglichkeiten.
Hello! Every year one of the first important events is the carnival procession on the Monday before Shrove Tuesday. It is the largest parade in Hessen.
Zu der einen oder anderen Gruppe etwas zu hören. Danach haben wir die Schultern.
Mit ihrem Motto Reise ins Weltall, Leitung.
Whether in Palace Theatre, at Hotel Esperanto Congress and Cultural Center Fulda or anywhere else, in cultural respects Fulda has a lot to offer. As an example of many events, look at the excerpts from a concert of Propsteihaus Petersberg. Hartmann's Cocktail, in collaboration with the Accordion Orchestra Fulda, the Singing Club 1924 Edelzell, the group Nachtfalter and the big band Hartmann's Harmonists. In summer, Castle Fasanerie, Castle Pheasant Run invites to the Princely Garden Festival. It is the beginning of August. At Ochsenwiese, the annual Shooting Club's festival with fireworks takes place. Look at Fulda's old town centre with Karl Street, Löhr Street and König Street. This is where the young and the old meet in the jocularly so-called Bermuda Triangle. When the weather is fine, one can enjoy the whole day in the street cafes and beer pubs. Here, people also celebrate the annual Fulda Old Town Center Festival. Fulda, a Christmas dream. This is the motto of the annual Christmas market on University Square and in the neighboring streets. Once again we see Fulda's landmark, the cathedral, in Christmassy atmosphere.